Sri Srinivas R. Katikithala, Director of this institute. Sri Durga Shankar Mishra, Chief Secretary, Government of UP. Ms. Sajanya, Joint Director. Abhiramji Shankar, Deputy Director. Officers from all over the country, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, I was in two minds whether I'll come or not because some peace accord was signed in presence of Union Home Minister. We were getting late. But then I decided to come here primarily for a vested interest, which I'll tell you later. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all of you for completing Phase 5 training program. And I am sure that you will go to your place of posting with new vigor and particularly with good health, because last 3 weeks your health must have transformed for better. I came from Assam, and all you know that in northeast part of India, we reside, we stay. Day before yesterday, Republic TV took an interview of mine, and I just only to emphasize one thing. In Vastu, the health of a home determined by the kind of things you do in the northeast. If you keep northeast as a holiest, then your home is bound to be flourished. So I told in the channel that it is a nation duty. It is a duty of the nation to keep northeast clean, happy, so that the country can flourish. Of course, at the time of independence, we started with very happy note. Our per capita income was 4% above the national average. We were exporter. Second oil refinery in Asia was started in Assam. There are a lot of nice, good things to speak about Assam of that time. Then we confronted with 1950 great earthquake. Of course, that time we did not have a system than what we have seen in the earthquake of Gujarat, the nation response. We did not have the system of responding to the disaster at the national level. So we face trauma. Country was separated. We lost our port. We lost our railway linkage. Thereafter, we have seen disharmony within the region. Assam was bifurcated, trifurcated. Thereafter, we have seen Assam agitation. Thereafter, we have seen violent movement for 2 decades. We lost more than 15,000 of people. And that's our history. So we started with a happy note, but after 75th year of independence, our per capita income gone below the national average. GDP, we are performing below the national average. And in all our indicators, we were not performing to the satisfaction of the country. Since 2014, an era of transformation started. Today, I am happy to share with you that in last 2-3 years, Assam has not witnessed a single incident of violence. Assam has not witnessed a single instance of civil unrest. And today, Assam is trying to compete with the other states of the India. Small instances. Honorable Prime Minister has given a clarion call in the time of COVID that every district of the state should have a medical college. So Assam started 1 medical college in its district. Out of 24, we have completed 12, and we are going to complete 12. Our GDP, now we are growing. Last year, I think we grow at a rate of 19%, highest in the country. And this year, our GDP will touch something like 5,50,000 crore. And we aspire to beat Punjab in next 3 years. So that is our this thing. But at the same time, I put a condition there that I wish that Punjab should also beat the next line in queue so that I could not touch Punjab at all. That is another thing. So all this transformation, I joined politics in 1996. I lost my first election at the age of 25 years. I think that time I was in 26. 2001, I won election. Then, of course, thereafter continuously I am winning. The most important factor is not that what I own or I have not owned. I started my career from initially within, I think, 6 months of after becoming member of Legislative Assembly as a minister. And for whatever reason, I have a unique distinction of working both in Congress and BJP. That is why I remain minister for last 22 years with a gap of 1 year. So that distinction is not with any of the current BJP minister, but that distinction I have. But most important thing is that in last 22 years, I have witnessed lot of civil servant. I have witnessed the transformation for good, bad, everything. And I have my own assessment on an evolution of civil service officer because I have seen them very closely. I started officer whom I need to respect because they were legion. Now I am working with officers who are same to of my age. And then I am working with the officers who are like younger brother for me. So I have seen 3 generations of officers, and I have seen closely that how they are performing, how they are functioning, and what is the evolution of the civil service officer. I think some point of time, the officers should also try to hear from us, from an eye of a politician, the evolution of Indian civil service officer. Because you analyze yourself, but we have our own assessment on that. But I am one of the probably rare commodity where I could see the 22 years from very closely the working of Indian civil service officer. In Assam, the officers are performing in a very challenging environment rather than in Northeast. I am not saying that other states they are not performing, but most of the time they have performed, probably putting life at their stake. We lost many Indian police service officers, we lost many officers, and that's a story, that was the story. And recurring flood every year. Our officer has to confront it with the flood situation, they have to ensure relief, rehabilitation, and they have to confront hostile crowd every year. And all the time, they do not get credits. Maximum time, their performance are scrutinized, mostly with a critical views by media. But still, they are performing, and they are performing to the best of their ability. What I see from my experience, that we are performing, we are discharging our duties, and we know that we are doing well. But it is important for us that personal satisfaction is one thing that we have done well. But whether people are satisfied with the way of our functioning. Because ultimately, we have to see our performance through the eyes of the people. There are many officers who said, sir, during my tenure, I have given the highest revenue. But whether people at large agree that you have collected the revenue in the most honest way, you have collected the revenue in the most, the way it should have been. Whether any honest businessman has been harassed during that process, or whether the functioning is such that it is due to systematic improvement which can be carried on by the officers who will come and occupy the chair after you. So it is important to know that how people analyze us. ACR is one thing, because at most of the time, when ACR comes to us, we have to give 9, because I know that what to do, because the same officer we have to work. So I think we have to work on. So if I give 7, 8, his colleague will inform that CM has put 7 in your ACR. Then I'll not be able to work with him thereafter. So now, in fact, writing ACR is a most ritual thing we do. So that cannot be and even your 360 also. Because most of the time I know now officers remain in business of pleasing their senior because they think that 360 call will go to them. So I don't know, but that is one of the, I think that is one of the, I cannot describe this, that this is the best practice which has evolved. This has made, जो आपने अभी जो आपका beginning anthem हुआ, ये anthem को थोड़ा negate करता है through that 360 evaluation process, because now I told some senior officer after retirement applied for something, I told my officer, sir, this is not entitled, how can you give? Sir, दे दो, मेरा 360 का call उधर भी आ सकता है. So that is one of the thing I think I just mentioned it. Of course, this is not my domain. But I think people remain happy when whatever you function, you do with new innovation. The same thing you do, but you do with little bit of innovation. I'll just explain 4, 5 simple things which might have been done in many states, but new for Assam. That is why I just want to mention few points here, to emphasize the point that same thing you do, but you do it little innovation, little new way, so that the entire system remain rejuvenated. Unless you put some new element, it becomes status quo, and once it is status quo, then people become very, very easy. When I assume the office of Chief Minister of Assam, the system in Assam that our rules of executive business was such that minister can take lot of decisions. So weekly cabinet was not very important. So we used to have cabinet monthly at the end of 45 days, 30 days. When I assumed the chair, I decided that whether some cabinet memorandum is there before me or not, at least we'll have an opportunity to sit down weekly. And I told all my ministers that, look, we'll have weekly cabinet and we'll spend 3 hours. If nothing is there in the table, we'll just speak and we'll discuss, we'll have a tea. But we need to sit every week. We started that. Then we decided that no, one cabinet will have in the outside the headquarter every month. So now we conduct one cabinet outside the district every month. Now, you are holding a cabinet. Then again I thought that why not some new thing emerge. What we decided that when cabinet meeting will be held in the X district, from headquarters, the minister will travel. They will be assigned one district. While going to the cabinet meeting, they have to attend one district and they have to see 5 flagship schemes, performance of 5 flagship schemes in that particular district. And while returning, you have to see the another district. That means in every month, the result is every month, one of my minister visit outside the district headquarters 2 times is fixed. So 2 districts he has to visit. Now, we are very happy that when we report in our anniversary that how many district headquarters is visited by Chief Minister or Minister, 52 plus 12 plus 2, 24 is already there, that is constant, and plus whatever he does. So we have break that monotony in most of the time in our state earlier, that minister goes to his home district only, or the district where he feels comfortable to visit because of his caste, community, affinity, whatever reason. But because of this policy, now ministers are seen everywhere. Now, DCSP conference every 6 months, it's a routine thing. But what we do we conduct DC and SP conference outside the district headquarters every 6 months. And we remain 3 days together. First days, there will be group of DC a group will be formed, the DCs. Their evaluation will be done by one additional chief secretary. An additional CS will present the evaluation in the next day when we all will be there. So 3 days intense discussion. But to give something bigger meaning to the people that DC's conference is important, we invariably construct a new convention hall for the district DC conference. We will not go to the old convention hall. We create this kind of a district convention hall. We spend 8-10 crores to create a district convention hall. Then we conducted DC conference there. So that we left an asset thereafter for the people. And that meeting is extensive. And in the last day, we conduct a dinner. We invite all the important people of that district and DCs. Then we conduct a dinner or we arrange a dinner so that interaction is there. Now, what we are trying to do, 12 May is my 5th district DC conference. Before 5th DC conference, I had a VC yesterday. I said, look, we worked 2 years. Now you know the vision of government, whatever we want to do. Now you select your own team. Tomorrow we are going to notify all the ADC SDOs will be picked up by the Deputy Commissioner. He will have his own team. And we have fixed the number of ADC. We have divided the district in 3 ways, Group A, Group B, Group C. Now Group A, suppose 6 ADC we have fixed. We have issued a notification from Personnel Department that DC will not release any ADC till he gets the replacement, so that nobody can force him to release his ADC. Now DC will have his own team. I said, pick up your own team. We have nothing to do. What we will do with the officers? But my instruction is that you cannot be disobedient. You have to give full respect to the political leadership. And you have to perform Prime Minister's action plan. If you are constructing highest number of PMY house, I am happy. If you are in your district, Ayushman Bharat is most popular, I am happy. So that is my politics. If you are successful as a DC, then I'll also win next time. So we have a vested interest. So that's the thing. So now we have started this. So every 6 months, we trying to do something new. This time when before DC conference, I put this element. Ki all ADCs will be picked by the DCs, not by minister. Then they will come with new enthusiasm. The DC conference will not be monotonous. They will come with something new. And I'll have 6 months, I'll have from them. They will work with new team. They will try to prove something. And next 6 months, I'll innovate something again. So constant innovation is very, very important things in public service. Like when a DC joins, if his room remains same like of the earlier DC, a visitor will come and he will feel that this is just continuation. But if you just change the seating arrangement little bit, the message will go to the district that a new DC has come. So, I think that in civil service, we need to learn how to innovate within the system, within the defined law, and that will pay a huge dividend. So that is what I thought that I must share with you, that innovation, whatever age we may have, whether we completed 32 years of service or 1 year of service, I think innovation should guide you all the time. Unless you do that, you will become a symbol of monotony and nobody will have much respect for you. I mean, okay, salta hai, he is also like that, I am also like that. Chalo, dono salte rehta hu. So, I think we need to break, and we need to bring an element of new things in our public service. I just want to lift a concept. It is told to us by the Prime Minister in the last Chief Secretary conference that can we make DC, district, as a fulcrum of administration. For long we have state as a fulcrum of institute. We can count GDP, not state-wise GDP, but can we count district-wise GDP? Assam has started, or we are in the process of starting, something new. We have listed out all the functions of the Deputy Commissioner. Aapka kya kaam hai? We give land sale permission, we give gun license, we give excise permission, whatever. And we have decided to stop all his function from next 6 months. What we say, that we will empower our circle officer enough to take all these routine function of DC. Because a IS officer time should not be spent with giving a gun license. So what he has to do with this gun license? What he has to do with the land sale permission? I think nation lost lot of good resources because we give them some work which can be done by any good gazetted officer. We don't need Deputy Commissioner level officer to do certain things. Instead, what I am trying to do, now DC will function as a Chief Secretary for his district. So he will be responsible for the revenue, he will be responsible for social sector, he will be responsible for infrastructure development, and all line department, instead of reporting to the secretary in the secretariat, they will report to the Deputy Commissioner. And Deputy Commissioner will in turn make sure that his district is the best district in the state. He will compete in every sector that my excise revenue should be the best. It is not the responsibility of excise collector now. It is not the responsibility of executive engineer PWD to have a good road. It is also responsibility of the Deputy Commissioner. The in secretariat, Chief Secretary is a Chief Secretary without department. In Assam, we are trying to see DC is DC without doing the normal routine work. He become leader of the district in true sense of terms. So that transformation now we are debating ourselves. And I am sure that we'll come out with a good model. This next 3 days we are going to have manthan on that, and I am sure that something new will emerge out of that. My last point, which I want to emphasize here, that we need to resolve the problem faced by the country during this Amrit Kal. This 25 years is very key for our existence. Existence means not existence as a nation. We want to exist in this world as a global leader, number one leader. And how we can achieve this? With a combined effort of everybody in next 25 years, so that we can translate the vision of Honorable Prime Minister to make India a real Vishwaguru. Now, what are the impediments? then it will come to my vested interest. Impediment, there are many. We have poverty, we have problems in various way. I can list the problem before the country 10, 12, there will be problem which will come. But I, being a representation or representative from Northeast, I want to flag one bigger problem in the country which we are going to face in next 20-25 years. That is the regional disparity. Now, as a citizen of India, let us first assume I am not citizen of Assam, I am not citizen of Gujarat, I am not citizen of Maharashtra. India has a one citizenship. We do not have a dual citizenship. So, I am a citizen of India. I pay exactly the same income tax the way one citizen of Maharashtra pay. I pay the same kind of GST the way one citizen of Gujarat pay. But in our country, if you see, the disparity is going and deepening. It is not reducing. Today, when you will go to a Mumbai, our citizens come back with lot of depression. When you go to Ahmedabad, even I come back with lot of depression. Then I put question that how, like today, world is divided into two kind of thing, developed, developing. Well, India will also become the kind of two Bharat. One Bharat is developed, other Bharat is underdeveloped. So in our policy, because I came here, you are in phase fifth. I mean, you are in phase 5, and soon you will be occupying the highest post in bureaucracy. So it is important to see that in 20 years of time, the disparity doesn't grow, rather it reduces. Today what happened? Whatever resource allocation is there, or whatever policy is there, we always think that unit should be the state. And when unit are the state, or policy are framed as per the state, then equality comes into play. And all the time when you are equal, then equity will not come. It is important for us to address the regional disparity. I'll tell you the typical bureaucratic mindset in how we faced it. In northeastern state and Himalayan state, Uttarakhand, Himachal, there is a special dispensation. Then when you draw or you negotiate a loan from World Bank, 90% of the loan is repaid by the government of India. 10% is paid back by the state. However, with land acquisition and other costs, actually the cost comes to the state up to 22%. Now, when our proposal goes, the screening committee, they will invariably put that question, भारत सरकार का तो बहुत लॉस हो जाएगा, 90% आपको हमें देना पड़ेगा. The problem is that state has competition. There is no competition between state and the union government. The one fundamental thing we have to always see that Punjab and Assam will compete, but India and Assam cannot compete. These fundamental things has to be in the mind of bureaucrats. Many a times we see that most of the secretaries in the government of India, by their sheer administrative capacity, capability, represent heavily in the union secretariat, cabinet, or whatever. If you see today, if you ask me how many secretaries from Assam cadre, there will be one, because our number is less. We'll get proportionately or whatever, that is a one thing. But when you serve your entire career in Maharashtra, you will never able to go through the pain which in a remotest part of people of the Mizoram is feeling. In Mizoram, To reach one district headquarter from headquarter Aizawl, it takes 2 days. And in Gujarat, it takes 4 hours. And this is the story as I am speaking today. Now, when an officer from Gujarat comes to the government of India, he always tries to analyze the policy of the nation through the prism of the experience he learned during his service in the Gujarat. With the distinguished exception of Mr. Durga Shankar Mishra, when he was Secretary Urban Development, he took a lot of care of Assam. But these are a good exception. But mainly, my worry is not about what, because today probably Assam doesn't need that kind of support. We have come out of that vicious circle. If I am speaking before you today begging something from Assam, no, because now I am confident that within 2-3 years I'll start compete with the big states, because that is my confidence and that I'll do. But I am speaking generally that regional disparity, one of the issues which will be confronted by our nation in next 10 years. Today, if you see that country's GDP is coming from a cluster of states. It is not being contributed by every state. Country's per capita income, it is coming from a cluster of states, not coming from many states. And now what happening? In the election of Karnataka, Maharashtra, wherever, the big state political leader, they are saying that why we should share our resource with other states. You don't take from us and we will not also give. Very correct. If Gujarat, Karnataka, if they say that no, whatever income tax you collect, excise duty, collect from here, keep it here. Don't take it out from here and we don't need any support of the country. It's good, and there is an argument on that. But what will be the consequent release? The distributable pool with the government of India will be very less. And the poor state will get further reduced resources and country will go for balkanization. People will say that I pay the same income tax. For me, I am a citizen of India, I am not a citizen of Assam. So if a particular person by same income tax is riding in a metro, why I will ride in a tracker? I am also paying the same income tax. I think the mindset in bureaucracy, particularly those who are coming from advanced stage, we need to develop a passionate, or we need to develop a sensitivity towards the states who are underperforming for various historical reasons. Now in Assam, earthquake was not in my hand. Now alpha agitation started, 15,000 people lost their life. Our officer has not able to done anything except law and order. That is the not crime of the average citizen. Probably that is a failure of that point of time, political or bureaucratic leadership to resolve the issue at the beginning. But after 3 decades of insurgency, if anybody expect that Assam will compete with Gujarat, I am not counting the advantage of sea, advantage of traditional business development during the British Raj. That's not possible. Prime Minister is emphasizing all along that country has seen lot of development in West. Now we have to see the other parts of the country. Bureaucracy, once you become secretary of the important department, you become additional secretary of important department. You may have come from Gujarat cadre, Maharashtra cadre, Tamil Nadu cadre, but you have to develop that kind of sensitivity that you are a father of you have a father of 3 children, 1 is weak, 2 is good. So whether we'll take more care of the 2 strong children, or you will take care of the weak children and you want to make him stronger like the other 2. That is your call. But I often encounter bureaucrats who put a certain argument, sir, जल जीवन मिशन ये तो कर दिया, आप तो बहुत पीछे है. अरे साहब, मैं तो पीछे होना ही पड़ूंगा, बिकॉज मेरा रास्ता कहाँ है? हाउ कैन आई रीच देयर? आपका वहां आप LNT को मिल जाएगा, मैं तो वहां LNT को नहीं मिलूंगा. LNT will put me 100 questions. साहब लॉ एंड ऑर्डर कैसा है, 5 years का लॉ एंड ऑर्डर स्टेटिस्टिक दीजिए. आपका स्टेट में तो those question will not be put. So you prepare CSS, policy draft of CSS, state will contribute 25, center will contribute 75. But for a minute you think that that 25 will come how? That state do not have a single industry. We have asked them to maintain the forest cover. You cannot do anything. Himachal, Uttaransal, you stop them that you cannot do anything. You have to maintain the mandatory forest cover for the country. So where from industry will come? So I think we need to go little bit from the normal kind of things, the normal way we dispensing things. We need to see the country as a whole. When Vallabhbhai Patel developed the idea of Indian civil service, he all along emphasized that country cannot be seen from a prison of a region. You have to see country as a whole. So that things has to be in our mind always. And I came for this vested interest because I don't get opportunity of addressing senior bureaucrats like this. So I came, I told Samir Sinha that no, I'll go. I don't know whether I'll be able to make it or not. I'll try my best to go there because I sincerely appeal to the civil service officer of developed states of India that please develop some compassion for those who could not compete due to various reasons in last 75 years. But at the end of 25 years, Amrit Kal, we must present citizen of India, India. When you pay income tax at the same level, opportunity will also be the same. India is one, India is developing as one country. Every region of India has that, they have achieved that basic benchmark. After that, it is a different call. But the basic benchmark should be the same for all. If from Ahmedabad to a nearest district headquarters takes 4 hours, if from Tamil Nadu to Salem it takes 6 hours, then from Guwahati to Dibrugarh also it takes 5 hours, 6 hours. That basic thing has to be achieved. Once we achieve the basic things, then it is for the state to compete. So when country's policy is framed, we always remember the diversity of states, diversity of region, and straight jacket software-based formula will not work. We have to be little bit different, and human angle has to come along with technology. ChatGPT will be there, but with a human mind, with a human compassion. AI will give us everything except that compassion. So that compassion has to be the yardstick, hallmark of a civil service officer. Thank you so much.